Students, before going to discuss second question in exercise 3.6, so you should know some concept regarding the boats and stream. So here mainly you will listen the words downstream and upstream. So these two words you will see often. So though we have only one problem in the exercise, but this type of problems are very, very important, and this type of problems you can expect in competitive exams also. So downstream means the boat direction and the water direction are same. That means both the water and boat moving the same direction. So both boat and water flow in same direction. That case is known as downstream. Upstream means boat moving in the opposite direction. Opposite direction of water flow is known as upstream. Then how to calculate the speeds here? So here two things we need to consider. One is the boat, another one is stream or water. So the speed of boat or speed in still water or speed of man, these all represents only one thing, that is nothing but boat speed. Usually let it be x kilometers per hour. So speed of water, velocity of current or speed of stream, these all are same only. Let it be some y kilometers per hour. Now that boat has some speed x kilometers and the speed of the water, velocity, they are, the speed of stream is y kilometers per hour. Now we will see what will be the speed in a downstream and upstream. So now the downstream case, downstream speed. So in this case, what is the downstream actually? The boat and the water. Both are in same direction, x and y. So in this case, for the boat, water speed will be added. So that here, speed in downstream is written as x plus y kilometers per hour. When comes to upstream speed, so boat and water is in this direction, this is in this direction. So here speed in upstream is treated as x minus y kilometers per hour. So since if they are in the same direction, for that boat speed, this water speed also will be added. Here if they are moving in opposite direction, that means to move forward, boat should overcome the water speed. We can understand with this some example. Suppose to climb a hill, it is somewhat difficult. So why? You are moving opposite to the gravitational force. So the same way, if you want to come from top of the hill to the bottom, you need to travel means it will be easy to get down from the hill. It is very easy because you are moving the same direction of gravitational force. So that will help you. The same way, suppose if you are moving in direction, and from the back side, if you given one force, you will move faster because for your speed some extra force is also added. The same case, if you are going in a direction from the opposite, so we are giving some force means if you want to move forward, you should overcome that. So that is the difference we are taking here. So upstream means going in opposite direction to the water flow. Downstream means going in the same direction. So here the speeds will be added, here subtracted. So the first boat speed should be there. From that we can subtract their water speed because boat is moving here. So boat should overcome the water flow. So that we will take like this. Now you can go with the exercise problem. So these are the basic formulas. Already we have studied many times. Speed is equals distance by time. By this only we can write distance is equals to speed into time. Time is equals to distance by speed. So these are the basic formulas you should remember. Now when it comes to the given data, let the speed of the rowing in still water be x, speed of the current be y. Assume like that. Now they given two cases. So the first, Ritu can row downstream. So in downstream, they said the distance she rode is 20 kilometers and time is 2 hours. So we know that already speed is equals to distance by time, that is speed in downstream. So that implies speed in downstream means boat speed plus the rate of the speed of the current is equals to 20 by 2. So x plus y is equals to 10. So this will be kilometers per hour only. So afterwards you can mention the units. Let it be 1. In upstream case, in upstream, so traveled 4 kilometers and time 2 hours. Now speed in upstream, the same distance by time here, 4 by 2, that is 2 kilometers per hour. Speed in down upstream means x minus y. Boat speed minus the speed of the current is 2. Let it be 2. Now solving 1 and 2. X plus y is equals to 10, x minus y is equals to 2. If you add, you will get 2x is equals to 12, x is equals to 6. So, and we know that x plus y is equals to 10, y is equals to 10 minus x, 10 minus 6, so y is equals to 4. So x is equals to 6 and y is equals to 4. Therefore, speed of rowing in still water we assume as x, so that speed of rowing in still water be 6 kilometers per hour and speed of current is y means 4 kilometers per hour. This is the first problem. In that second sub question based on men and work. So before getting into the problem, just we'll discuss some basic concept. Suppose if a person finishes or completes a work in x days, so then work done by him in 1 day is 1 by x. So we'll take like that because the total work is treated as 1. In that 1 x part will be done. So if you go with an example, for example, consider this is a wall. I asked to paint this wall. If it takes 4 days for you to paint the wall, so that means in 1 day you finish 1/4 of that. That means 4 days you are doing means you divided the work in 4 parts. If you are completing the work in 4 days means you divide the work in 4 parts. So each part done in each day. So that the 4 parts you can finish the first part in 1 day. Second part the next day. Third part the next day. Afterwards the fourth part the next day. So here 1 by 4. This is 1 by 4. This is 1 by 4. This is 1 by 4. So like that we finish the work. So this is the way we'll approach the problem theoretically. In practical it may be different. Maybe in a first day you have finished 3 by 4th and remaining towards second and third day you can take rest. Otherwise you can paint only few parts of that. There is a different case. But we'll approach the problem like this in such type of cases. The same way, if you are finishing the work in x days means you have divided the work in x parts. So in 1 day how much work you will do? 1 part out of the total x. So in 2 days means 2 into that 1 by x, like that. So here the same way in this example, if you consider work done in 2 days means each day work is 1 by 4. 2 days means 2 into 1 by 4. That will be 1 by 2. 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. 2 by 4 as usual 1 by 2. So if you are completing a work some n days means that means you are dividing the work into n parts. Each day you are doing 1 by nth part. Out of that nth parts we are doing that. So that concept we are going to apply here. So second question, 2 women and 5 men can together finish an embroidery work in 4 days, while 3 women and 6 men can finish it in 3 days. Find the time taken by 1 woman alone to finish the work and also that taken by 1 man alone. Here we need to find out the work done by 1 woman alone to finish the work. So time taken by 1 woman to finish the work be some x days, and time taken by 1 man to finish the work be y days. So from that now we can write work done by 1 woman in 1 day equals to 1 by x. Why? Because the total x days means work is divided into x parts. So in 1 day she can finish 1 by x part. We can represent as 1 by x. No issues in the problem. So work done by 1 man in 1 day equals to 1 by y, because the total it took y days. So now there are 2 cases. What is the first case? 2 women and 5 men can together finish an embroidery work in 4 days. So 2 men and 5 women, if they work together, they finish a work in 4 days. That means here they are also dividing the work in 4 days. In 1 day, how much they can finish? 1 by 4. So work done by 2 women and 5 men together equals to in 1 day. In 1 day is equals to 1 by 4. So work done by 1 woman is 1 by x. 2 women means 2 into 1 by x plus 5 into 1 by y is equals to 1 by 4. Let it be the first equation. Now case 2. Work done by 3 women and work done by 3 women and 6 men in 1 day is equals to 1 by 3. Why? Because total these 3 women and 6 men together took 3 days. That means the work is divided into 3 parts. In 1 day, 1 by 3rd. So work done by 3 women in 1 day means 3 into 1 by x, and 6 men means here plus is equals to 1 by 3. That will be 2. So now assume 1 by x as A and 1 by y as B. So therefore the equations 1 and 2 can be rewrite as 2a plus 5b is equals to 1 by 4, 3a plus 6b is equals to 1 by 3. So now let it be 3 and 4. So go with the elimination method. So elimination method we can write equation 3 into 3, equation 4 into 2. That implies 3 2s are 6a plus 15b is equals to 3 by 4, and this one with 2 means 6a plus 12b is equals to 2 by 3. So subtraction minus symbol should change. So this is also subtraction here. This is 3b is equals to 3 by 4 minus 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 here. So minus should be considered, minus 2 by 3. So next continuation I will write here. So that means 3b is equals to LCM for 4 and 3, that is 12, and 3 into 3 minus 4 into 2. So 3b is equals to 9 minus 8 by 12, that is 1 by 12. Then b is equals to 1 by 12 into 3, that is 1 by 36. So b is equals to 1 by 36. Let it be 5. And we know that 3a plus 6b is equals to 1 by 3. 3a plus 6 into 1 by 36 is equals to 1 by 3. 3a, this is 6, so plus 1 by 6 is equals to 1 by 3. 3a is equals to 1 by 3 minus 1 by 6. LCM is 6, so 2 minus 1. 3 2s are 6, so the 2, 6 1s are 6. So a is equals to 1 by 80. So we got a is equals to 1 by 80, b is equals to 1 by 36. You can observe there. We know that a is equals to 1 by x and b is equals to 1 by y. So that implies 1 by x is equals to 1 by 18 and 1 by y is equals to 1 by 36. That implies x is equals to 18, y is equals to 36. So x and y are the number of days taken by the one woman and one man to finish the work. So time taken for one woman to finish the work equals to 18 days. Time taken for one man to finish the work equals to 36 days. So third question, Ruhi travels 300 kilometers to her home partly by train and partly by bus. She takes 4 hours if she travels 60 kilometers by train and remaining by bus. If she travels 100 kilometers by train and remaining by bus, she takes 10 minutes longer. Find the speed of the train and bus. So total distance is here 300 kilometers. So she is traveling in two modes of transport. One is by train, another one is bus. So there are two cases based on the distance. So the times also will vary. We need to find out the here speed of the train and bus. So first, speed of train be x kilometers per hour. So speed of bus be y kilometers per hour. So let the speeds assume like that. Now total distance should travel is 300 kilometers. So 300 kilometers is traveled partly by train and partly by bus. Distance traveled by train. In first case what they given? 60 kilometers she traveled. Distance traveled in bus will be 300 minus 60, that will be 240 kilometers. Now a speed of train, I will assume already x kilometers per hour. Speed of bus is y kilometers per hour. So time taken we don't know, so distance by speed, that is 60 by x. Here time taken by bus is distance by speed only here also. 240 by y. So given total time travel equals to 4 hours. So that means time taken to travel in train plus time taken to travel in bus is equals to 4. So we can write this one as 60 by x plus 240 by y equals to 4. So here we can take 60 common, 1 by x plus 4 by y is equals to 4. 1 by x plus 4 into 1 by y is equals to 4 by 60 equals to 1 by 15. So then plus finally we can write 1 by x plus 4 into 1 by y equals to 1 by 15. Let it be 1. This is the first case. Now in second situation or second case, so distance traveled in train is 100 kilometers. The speed of train won't change. So time taken, it will be d by s, that is equals to 100 by x. Here distance traveled by bus is 200 kilometers. The speed of bus by and time taken by bus is 200 by y. So given total time traveled equals to 10 minutes longer than the previous time. Previous time is 4 hours. So 4 hours plus 10 minutes. So that means Tt plus Tb is equals to 4 plus 10 by 60 hours. Why? Because 1 minute is equals to 1 by 60th hour. So by that we can write 100 by x plus 200 by y equals to 4 plus 1 by 6. So 100 if I take common, 1 by x plus 2 by y is equals to, this is 24 plus 1 by 6. So 1 by x plus 2 into 1 by y is equals to 25 by 6 into 1 by 100. So finally we can write like this, 1 by x plus 2 into 1 by y is equals to 1 by 24. Equation 2. So now you got two equations. Let 1 by x is equals to a and 1 by y is equals to b. Suppose 3. So equation 1 and 2 can rewrite as a plus 4b is equals to 1 by 15 and a plus 2b is equals to 1 by 24. Let it be 4 and let it be 5. Now solving 4 and 5. A plus 4b is equals to 1 by 15. A plus 2b is equals to 1 by 24. Subtraction. So this will eliminate. This is 2b is equals to 1 by 15 minus 1 by 24. So 2b is equals to LCM of 15 and 24 is 120. So 15 8s are 120. This is 5. So 2b is equals to 3 by 120. 3 1s are 3 4s are 0. Next. So b is equals to 1 by 40 into 1 by 2. So b is equals to 1 by 80. So we got the b value. So consider 4. A plus 4b is equals to 1 by 15. So a plus 4 into 1 by 80 is equals to 15. Then so a is equals to 1 by 15 minus 1 by 20, because 4 ones are 4 20s are. So a is equals to LCM of 15 and 20 is 60, and this is 4s are and 3s are. A is equals to 1 by 60. So from 3 what we can write, 1 by x is equals to 1 by a. 1 by x is equals to a, that implies 1 by 60. So x is equals to 60. So similarly 1 by y is equals to b, that is equals to 1 by 80. So 1 by y is equals to 1 by 80. So y is equals to 80. So therefore the speed of train is 60 kilometers per hour. The speed of bus is 80 kilometers per hour. So these are the speeds of train and bus respectively.